Now it's all starting to click. Fans think they've finally figured out why Beyoncé and JayZ's son, Sir Carter, has pretty much disappeared from the spotlight over the past few years. The rumor mill is buzzing. Some say Sir might be autistic, and that could be the real reason he's been kept away from the cameras. Everyone knows Beyoncé and JayZ are super strict when it comes to their image. They've built this polished, picture-perfect brand that leaves no room for anything that doesn't fit the narrative. But now, people are starting to believe that JayZ might be holding back when it comes to Sir, because having a son on the spectrum doesn't align with the flawless family image he's been putting out there. But here's where things get even messier. Why would Beyoncé play along with that?
What does that mean to you? Tell us a little bit about Rumi and how excited you are.
Well, Rumi is amazing. She's an amazing artist, like painter and creator. And so, I mean, how could they be anything else growing up in that environment? That's all we talk about is creativity and fashion and the whole thing.
What is Sir interested in?
Sir is very quiet and is very, very smart and does all of the number stuff. So he's not into the fashion stuff as much.
And what's really going on with JayZ's strange habit of staying distant when it comes to his sons? That's got folks whispering and raising their eyebrows. At this point, fans are convinced something's being covered up. The fact that Sir Carter is nowhere to be seen has people seriously wondering what's going on. No pictures, no public outings, not even one fuzzy paparazzi shot. At first, the excuse sounded believable. They said both twins were being kept private because they were still young. And let's not forget, people were wild disrespectful to Blue Ivy back in the day. Grown folks were out here mocking her looks and hair when she was just a little girl. That was some straight-up foul behavior. So yeah, at first it seemed like Beyoncé and JayZ were just doing what any protective parents would do, keeping the twins out of the madness. Made total sense, right? Everyone expected them to stay private. Even Blue Ivy was off the radar for years, until she suddenly popped out heavy during the Renaissance World Tour. Since then, Blue's been out here killing it. She's hit the Grammys red carpet with her parents too, maybe 3 years in a row. She even voiced Kiara in the new Lion King movie. Major flex right there. And don't forget the moment that had everybody talking. That halftime show in Texas on Christmas Day where she stepped out as Beyoncé's backup dancer and shut it all the way down. Now she's out here owning the whole Cowboy Carter tour. People are obsessed. Like, she's really out here stealing the spotlight. So back then, when Rumi and Sir were barely seen, no one thought too much of it. It felt normal.
A tour.
On the front line, ready to roll.
Beyoncé's always been big on protecting her kids from the public eye. Fans were curious, sure, but they respected it. But then things started to change. Rumi slowly began popping up more and more. At first, it was just little moments. A fan spotting her here, a quick glimpse there. But then boom, she's front and center at the Super Bowl, just chilling with JayZ and Blue like it's nothing. That was a major moment. Rumi stepping on stage with Blue and Beyoncé, dancing like she was born for it, full of charm and confidence. But here's where things get real strange. Sir is still completely missing. No Super Bowl sightings, no surprise appearances, no stage cameos, not even a blurry photo. It's like he vanished into thin air. And yeah, Rumi only just started performing this year, but the fact is, she's out there now. Meanwhile, Sir's absence is loud. Too loud to brush off. Rumi popped up at several stops during the Renaissance Tour in 2023, usually right beside JayZ, and fans loved every second of it. But Sir, still nothing. Total silence. And now that Rumi's all in the mix, the contrast is even more obvious, and folks are seriously raising questions.
Just sit back and relax and enjoy my evening. When all of a sudden, I hear this agitating, grating voice.
Tina Knowles tried to cool things down, saying Rumi just naturally enjoys the spotlight, while Sir's more chill and prefers to stay out of it. Tina's always been big on protecting the grandkids, just like Beyoncé, and she's even talked about how hard it is watching the kids grow up in public. In a recent interview, she said, "If I had my first choice, they would not have to deal with the things that they have to deal with as kids. But one day they'll read the ignorance that people put out there about them, the lies and all of that. And I do worry about that." That hit deep. To a lot of people, it felt like Tina was saying more than she let on. Then things got even messier when an old tweet from Kanye West popped back up. In it, he said, Wait, has anyone ever seen JayZ and Beyonce's younger kids? Number like, literally. And this is why artificial insemination is such a blessing. Having children is a choice. If Twitter takes my post down, then so be it. But I need people to know, JayZ or nobody has no power over me. That post was wild, and fans weren't here for it. But it stirred up even more talk around a theory that just won't die, that JayZ allegedly isn't fully embracing Sir because of the autism rumors. People are saying Jay, who's all about controlling his legacy and image, doesn't want anything that might complicate his picture-perfect story. He used to talk big about passing the crown to a male heir, making it sound like the next Hav was supposed to be his son. But now, it's clearly Blue Ivy who's getting that spotlight, getting groomed to carry the legacy forward. That switch-up has people talking. The streets are asking, does JayZ think Sir's rumored condition doesn't fit his brand? As wild as that sounds, this ain't the first time JayZ's been called out for allegedly distancing himself from a son. There's a whole separate situation involving a man named Rymir Satterthwaite, and it's been dragging on for years. Back in December 2014, Rymir and his guardian filed a civil lawsuit asking JayZ to take a DNA test. Simple request, right? But instead of just handling it, JayZ's legal team has been dodging it left and right, with top-tier lawyers doing everything to keep it from moving forward. That's only added more heat to the conversation. Instead of shutting the rumors down once and for all, JayZ just kept saying he's not Rymir's dad. But then avoided the one thing that could prove it, the DNA test. It's been years of back and forth, and Rymir's been through a lot. Eventually, he sat down for an interview with the US Sun to clear the air. And he made one thing crystal clear. He's not after JayZ's money. Rymir said, I don't want money or anything like that from JayZ. I just want him to finally tell the truth to the world. He's supposed to be a positive role model for our community. He stands there screaming, Black Lives Matter. Well, tell the truth and take responsibility. And if you say I'm not your son and nothing ever happened with my mom, then just take the test. And honestly, he made a strong point. If JayZ's really so sure he's not the father, then why is his first reaction always a straight-up refusal to take the test? That silence is speaking loud. But here's where things take a dark turn. Rymir's guardian, Lily, shared some details that stunned people. She claims JayZ got Rymir's mom, Wanda, pregnant when she was just 16, and JayZ was 22 at the time. But the alleged story goes even deeper. Reports claim the relationship may have started way earlier, when Wanda was only 13 years old, while JayZ was already in his 20s. Now that's the part that's got folks seriously disturbed. These are the kind of accusations that don't just go away. And if even part of this is true, it could change everything. Lily said Wanda was just 16 when she met Sean, but might have told him she was older. Either way, she ended up pregnant and had no way to reach him afterward. When Lily and Rymir first contacted JayZ's legal team, they weren't looking to start drama. They just wanted to handle it low-key and with respect. But here's the twist. JayZ's lawyers seemed more than happy to keep things quiet too, and that's where it started getting shady. Word is, his team even floated the idea of signing Rymir to the label, like offering him a record deal could make all this disappear. That move had people side-eyeing the situation real quick. What were they really trying to cover up? Everything shifted once JayZ's camp allegedly figured out Wanda's real age. Lily said she got a call from one of Jay's in-house lawyers who was acting super cooperative at first. It looked like they were actually going to settle things respectfully. They even started talking about Rymir's music skills and floated the idea of bringing him onto the label, like they were laying out a whole plan to make it all go smooth. But there was a catch. He had to finish high school first. Lily said no, and that's when the whole energy switched. Suddenly, a different set of lawyers jumped in, and the tone went cold. Lily believes that once they realized Wanda was reportedly underage when everything went down, they knew the situation could be way more serious than they first thought. And from there, it was a whole different game. That could have been the moment that changed everything. JayZ keeps denying he's Rymir's father, but fans can't ignore the one thing he keeps dodging, the DNA test. And let's be real, with all the tech we've got now, it's not even a big deal. No blood needed, just a simple mouth swab or even one strand of hair. 10 seconds done. But for over 15 years, he's refused to do the one thing that would settle this once and for all. That's why so many folks believe he already knows the truth, that Rymir is his son. And he just doesn't want to deal with it. But the real question is, why? What's he so afraid of? What's he really protecting? Because for JayZ, it's always been about image. He's obsessed with keeping everything polished and perfect looking. But this whole situation, it's making him look real messy. First, he spends over a decade dodging a paternity test tied to one alleged son, and now fans think he's keeping his distance from another, Sir Carter, just because the kid might not fit into the legacy brand he's building. It's wild, and it's sad. Because at the end of the day, treating a neurodivergent kid like they don't belong or like they're not worthy of love and pride, that's heartbreaking. Nobody deserves to be hidden like they're some kind of secret, especially not a child. Sir deserves the same love, support, and spotlight as his sister, no excuses. No kid should be treated like they don't exist, especially not by their own father. But what's really going on here? Is JayZ just trying to protect his brand, or is there something deeper hiding behind all this silence? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear everything. Let me know what you think about this whole JayZ and Sir Carter situation. And don't forget, smash that like button, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, and share this video with someone who needs to see what's really happening behind the scenes. I'll see you in the next one.